Bhagavad Gita, the Song of Divine, Chapter 1, Arjuna Vishaada Yogah. This is Yoga of Despondency of Arjuna. We are going to talk about words 1.1. Dhritarashtra Uvacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyotsavaha Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva Kima Kurvata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, what did the sons of Pandu and also my people do when they assembled together on the holy field of Kurukshetra, eager to fight? O Sanjay, in the entire Gita, this is the only uttering of blind King Dhritarashtra. All the remaining verses are Sanjaya's report to him about the happening at the battlefield of Kurukshetra just before the war. The two armies had gathered on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, well prepared to fight a war that was inevitable. Still, in this verse, King Dhritarashtra asked Sanjay what his sons and his brothers Pandu's sons were doing on the battlefield. It was apparent that they would fight. Then why did he ask such a question? The blind king Dhritarashtra's fondness of his own sons has clouded his spiritual wisdom and deviated him from the path of virtue. He had upspersed the kingdom of Hastinapur from the rightful heirs, the Pandavas' sons of his brothers Pandu. Feeling guilty of the injustice he had done towards his nephews, his conscience worried him about the outcome of this battle. The battlefield is called Dharmakshetra or the sacred field because the Lord, who is the protector and embodiment of Dharma, was actively present in it. The word Dharmakshetra, the land of Dharma, virtuous conduct, used by Dhritarashtra, depict the dilemma he was experiencing. Kurukshetra is described as Kurukshetram Deva Deva Yajnam in Saptapat Brahman, the Vedic textbooks dealing with rituals. It means Kurukshetra is the sacrificial arena of celestial gods. Hence, it was regarded as the sacred land that nourished Dharma. Kurukshetra means the field of Kurus, a leading clan of that era. This question of Dhritarashtra exhibits a sense of anxiety in him on two counts. Dhritarashtra feared that the holy land might influence the mind of his sons. If it is aroused the faculty of discrimination, they might turn away from killing their cousins and negotiate a truce. A peaceful settlement means that Pandavas would continue being a hindrance for them. He felt great displeasure at these possibilities. Instead, preferred that this war transpires. He was uncertain of the consequences of the war, yet desired to determine the fate of his son. Therefore, he asked Sanjay about the activities of the two armies on the battleground. If Pandava decided not to undertake the war, his son would automatically get the kingdom, and in such an event, the stigma of waging the unrightfulness war might not stick to his covetous and deceitful sons. If his sons decide not to wage the war, then they will lose the kingdom that was earlier acquired by them through deceit, because of which they will be as good as dead. Such was the anxiety in the king's mind because of the correctness and the spiritual atmosphere of the field of battle. Mamakaha, my people, and Pandu's son. This sort of divisive reference to one and the same family members indicate the absence of the sense of familiarity and the closeness with regards to Pandavas and thereby betray hostility towards them. The sense of a pair of opposite, mindness and not mindness, is the result of ahamkara, or I-ness, which is the source of all evil. The conflict between the two cousin groups represent the clash between two sets of values of life, one standing for virtue, justice, and righteousness, staking a legitimate claim for the kingdom laws to decide and treachery, and other for vice, injustice, greed, hunger of for power, and the foul means employed to justify the end. It indirectly indicates that life itself is a battle between good and evil.